It just made me a hole over here. It was way too foggy. I couldn't even record because the camera being like 5 feet away from me, you couldn't see anything. It's starting to clear up a little bit now. Imagine that's because the sun's coming up somewhere. Who knows? Anyway, I think next I'm going to do this oak here. I'll set the camera up and we'll go looking at her. And it looks like I'm probably going to have to cut those little soft maples just to be safe. I could probably get away with only cutting one of them. Try to squeeze it in this hole here. Try that. Let's see. Definitely didn't see that then. There you go, buddy. Okay, so it's 9 a.m. I started over here somewhere, and then I cut up in here, cut these, drop that one, cut this one. I hear my old man screaming out in the landing because he's got a truck driver here. But yeah, I mean, I cut probably 4 tanks
5 tanks now. I've only sharpened once.
Alright, by special request from a good friend, Tony, this is how I'm going to make my face cut and prepare it before I cut it down. Just give me a minute here and I'll whittle her away and we'll see what we can do here. So that's about how I approach it. I'll come in and I'll look up the tree and see where I want to put it and blah blah blah. Then I use my fell lines to choose my path of felling. I always make my top cut first, come down, and then bring my bottom cut to meet my top cut so that I don't have any bypass. That way when I make my hinge, because I'll come in around on this side, I'll start here. Well, probably on the other side on this tree because of the way it's leaning. But I'll start here, come back about an inch or two. I'll bore in all the way a bar's length. If it's a really heavy lean, I'll only go half a bar's length. And then I come forward to my hinge so that I make my hinge smaller. Then I go back about halfway around the tree, and that's when you'll see me come around the other side. A lot of guys don't like that. They like chasing the tree. They like going all the way around. You know, they'll go all the way around the tree with their saw. Sometimes I'll do that if it's an easy pull, or if I need to directionally pull it in one direction, obviously. But for the most part, I like to bore both sides. That way I know that my hinge is going to be a small hinge, and I won't split the tree. I won't have any fiber pull for the most part unless I don't get the center. And on the bigger trees, I'll plunge cut right through the center of the tree to relieve both sides of the hinge. So if you cut through the center, and there's a hinge here and there's a hinge on that side, it's gonna pull the same as if it was a full hinge, just like your door hinges work. On a door that opens and closes, you'll have 3 small hinges and the whole door will still rotate on that hinge. The tree works the same way. So if you come in and you cut the center out of that, you're not gonna lose any strength unless it's a heavy leaner. You know, if you got a heavy lean in one direction or the other, sometimes it's not safe to do that. Or if the tree's leaning forward a lot, it's not safe to go plunge cut the middle. But if you do that, 90% of the time you'll avoid splitting the tree, especially on hickory and stuff like that. But then I'll just come back on the other side, do the same thing, and meet my cuts and walk away. And then you just let the hinge do all the work, and you get a safe distance away from the tree in a 45-degree angle in each direction away from your hinge. That's what's recommended. And always look up and make sure you don't get hit in the head. And now I'll demonstrate. Yeah, this one I went a little bit further back before I came in closer to my hinge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in on the front side and just snip that corner so I don't pull a tab up the tree when this tree falls. Another good thing to do, especially on a windy day or when you're having a particular situation where you're on a line or something like that and you don't want the tree to go, you know, the wrong way, it's good to throw a wedge in it. And this is the time to do that. So I got both sides bored out. I'm going to throw a wedge in on this side so that it doesn't fall on my phone. Now you don't gotta go crazy with it. I'm only putting it in a little ways so that it holds a little tension on that side. So where my cuts met, they weren't 100%, like 100% even. I'll show you. That's what the stump looks like, or the butt looks like, and that's what the stump looks like. See how small and even my hinge is? Because I came in on both sides over here and over here, I got no side pull. So hopefully that'll help you understand how I'm making my face cut. Rock on, guys. Stay safe out there. Alright, so this is a particularly hard one. We got a house right there. The boundary line is right on the other side of that old stump. This is the culprit. And it's got a big fork. It leans really hard this way. Here, there we go. See how hard it leans away from the stump? Here's the stump. We'll go straight up. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna attempt to pull this way into this hole here and try to lay it on the fork without splitting it. It's gonna be a tough one, but if I split it, I split it. It's gotta come down. Hopefully it doesn't, because it's a nice white oak. There we go. That worked beautiful. Sweet deal. Check it out. Didn't break the oak. Didn't split. Had a little bit more of a pull hinge on that side than I was expecting, but did the job.